Hello, hello everyone! Here is our live review on our Dutch adventure Marko and Hietala and Chaoseum live coverage. Check our YouTube channel out for the interview we have with Marko, but as well with Chaoseum. And yeah, welcome to dmetalgalaxy YouTube channel where we review interviews, the metal news and much more into your living room. And we will review this live experience, but before we go band by band, we are going first to explain the show a bit, as you might be thinking, Marko and Hietala, were they playing Nightwish, or was there something else played? So we are going to answer that question now, and grab your beer before, and yeah, B2. First, Chaoseum played a 30-minute set, and then afterwards Marko Hietala played his set with his band, as he has released a few years ago a solo album, Pyre of the Black, and he's working on new material as well. So yeah, and during his gig, like he made a few songs with Tarja as well, Left on Mars, and Tarja left on Mars, and this was the reason that Tarja was singing a few songs with him. And then afterwards, after Marko Hietala set, then it was time for Tarja to take the stage, and she played 1 hour and a half. This was her usual like solo stuff that she's doing after she left Nightwish. But as well, on this very night, what was interesting, she played as well songs like Death Promises with Marko Hietala, as she previously in this very album she was using a guest singer, Björn Street, but now it was Marko taking over the vocal arrangement. But as well she played Nightwish, I Wish I Had an Angel, and Planet Hell, among others. Before I dive into that, let's first review Chaoseum. So Chaoseum, our first time experience, well, at least for me, and we have talked before with the band, and they are really like a great band. They know what they are doing. They are really pros. So it was a very curious experience, as I've been listening Freaking Hat, Smile, and I'm like, it's so great how they put the music together. And I was like, what's the show going to be? And how are they going to fit with Marko and Tarja? But I must say, what a gig, and I'm slightly becoming fan of this band, actually a huge fan, and I start to appreciate, and I'm starting to become a fan of new metal as well. And the very reason why I love this song, it was in a kind of way atmospheric with the lights, a bit of smoke, cloud. I don't know, in a way it felt very like you're transported in different environment, and the way they use their makeups, they really make it stand out. But then when they start to sing, they are a mix of everything. They have this very melodic part. Actually, we spoke with the band, check the interview out. They're going much more industrial, so you heard some other elements, and then you hear some metalcore elements, and it's unreal how well they play. And you saw with the audience that from the first minute they were really engaged with the band. There were horns. I haven't seen I haven't seen in many gigs so great response as for Chaoseum, and the vocals like CK Smile is a very excellent, I would say, singer. As with other like alike bands, I don't often hear clearly the vocals, but with his voice I heard it very crystal clear. And I would say the attire is interesting because it's different the way they sing, but then it makes kind of a fit because Marko Hietala is much more prog, and then Tarja is much more symphonic. So in a way, they make sense, I would say, and I think maybe they have some symphonic elements there as well. But yeah, Chaoseum, amazing crowd engagement, like, whoa, guys, you really nailed it. So let's go to the next one, Marko Hietala. And Marko Hietala was an interesting one because they had keyboards, then they had various guitars as well, so they had really like acoustic songs, then they had more heavier songs, more prog, more melodic, more left on Mars, and I enjoyed it a lot. You had as well Stoner, which was a very different one, and they sung in Finnish and in English, and I really loved it because with Marko's band you never know what you're up to, and this band like he has a way to really like every song fits with another. It builds up to Tarja, I would say, to the next gig, but as well the set. It's very various without it being completely weird. It's very tied together, and in your ears it just makes sense, and it's amazing. Marko Hietala, his voice, the way he sings, it's unreal, and I really loved it that he went solo because in this way you can see him at his full glory, how well and capable he is as a singer. He doesn't need like a second female voice. He can do it perfectly on his own. I would say he's an amazing singer, but as well guitar player, and the way he makes music and writes, it's unreal, and I love it. And also his band members of course helped, but like with the interview we did and the way that he performed, you see that he's really like one of the most gifted musicians, and I really love how Marko interacts with the audience, the jokes he makes, and he makes sure that every part of the audience is looked at and gets like the same response. And then it was time to hear Left on Mars, and I loved it that Tarja came for one song because it really built up the excitement when is Tarja to come, and then she came and it was insane. I think this was the biggest crowd response you can get, and I must say I was super thrilled as well because I was like, is this the moment that they are going to play Wish I Had an Angel? No, they played Left on Mars, and I was waiting on Wish I Had an Angel, but it's crazy because Nightwish like has been for me one of the biggest bands influences, and it has like until now I listen a lot to this band, so hearing two excellent vocalists, hearing how their voices complements, it's unreal. So yeah, there was Tarja, and then Marko did a very interesting song as well, Proud War, which is quite funny how he described and why he made this song. It was basically that we are all driven by money decisions, basically, and I love the way that Marko has humor. It makes the gigs very memorable, and then he closes off with War Pigs, and this shows another layer how great he can, how much he can play with his phone. And actually the whole gig he was doing like different kind of vocal ranges, and it's unreal how capable he is. In short, Marko Hietala gig, he's so gifted. He's such a great musician. Check our videos out. Check the videos that Golden Dragon Photo made. And thank you so much, Nuclear Blast, for arranging the interview with Marko Hietala. And let's go now to Tarja. So Tarja really greatly opened up with A of the Storm, and it was a great song. And what I noticed from the first minutes on, that she had so much energy, so much passion, and yeah, so much happiness and crowd interaction. And I don't know, I feel like it was much better than the previous year. It might be as well that Marko uplifted her, or I don't know. It's super interesting to see how well she was in this element, and her voice was as always so excellent, so much, so deep, with beautiful melodies that she sung. And I really liked how she put her set together, because there were really like familiar song, less familiar song. Then there were Nightwish songs like Planet Hell, and she left, and then she closed up with Into My Last Breath, which I think is brilliant because she closed off with her own very song, but then she let everyone wait for the most anticipated song. So I think it's brilliant because you build up the excitement. I think that makes everyone go crazy from excitement in Italian. So many horns, so many clapping. It was unreal how long actually people clapped when Marko and Tarja were singing. I Wish I Had an Angel, but there was so much crowd interaction before, as I said, during Marko, during Chaoseum. It was unreal. She performed as well her first song ever in Finnish, which was nice because you go back to the roots where she started, and it's something personal, I would say. I love this. Alone, she invited people on stage, and I really loved it. How the way she interacted and how she began singing with the girls, it was amazing. That Star and That Promises with Marko from her very solo album, and I really loved it. I love Beyond the Street, but I love the way that Marko gives his own unique vibe to these songs. And there's somewhere in the middle where Nightwish songs as well, Planet Hell, and it was amazing to see Marko coming on stage, going off, coming back. It made the gig so interactful and so much anticipation. So yeah, in short, Marko and Hietala, Chaoseum gig, want to be and go to see them, as Chaoseum are a great new metal band where they are not bound to any genres. They just pick from the elements they like and create something sophisticated, something very beautiful, and yeah, very well taught, very well arranged. Marko Hietala, being now solo, you really see what he's truly capable as a singer, as a performer, as a guitarist. And then we have Tarja, which reached even higher levels than she was. She was really one of the best. I would say she's the best gifted. She's the most gifted singer. But the way she performs now is insane. The crowd engagement, the steps she was making, the way she was walking to the audience in a very specific way, the way she interacts now, it's a next step on the previous gig I've seen. So I really enjoyed the gig, and the crowd was insane, the best one you can have. So yeah, thank you so much, Chaoseum, Marko Hietala, Nuclearblast, for the very invite, and for our viewers. Check all coverage out, support Chaoseum, buy copies when they release their album, but as well buy Marko Hietala, support Tarja as well, and yeah, have a great day, bye!